There's no way you are sitting in a relationship, you're being cheated on from the first month of dating
Aye.
until the end of the relationship for 8 whole years. How did you even stay in that relationship? Like, just take us to the beginning.
What I've realized with the whole relationship is that my ex-girlfriend wasn't comfortable having like one partner. So I find messages of the guy that she's dating from work. So it was like 1 month of dating. On that very, very same month, she dated a guy from work.
So she's in 2 relationships with 2 guys, and you're both hitting the 1 month mark the
Listen.
same month.
I was the first main guy. Then there was another guy.
Second main.
There was a rapper guy. And then there was
She's got a type.
There was a work guy. So the work guy, it was very serious, honestly, because I could look at the messages. Mina ngokwami, I wasn't getting those paragraphs. Ukuthi so vele wena uyangithithela, so it's a whole like huge argument lapha ekhaya kibo uyangithola. It's like siyanikana amagama. Yeah, vele wena ini umzimba wami lona, I can do whatever I want, I can sleep with whatever I want to sleep with, and I'm like, oh, okay, into enzayo le. Run straight to my room now. I didn't go back to my mom. I ran straight to my room. When I get to my room, I was just blackout. I didn't remember anything that was happening. Only now it clocks in that shit. Ngiyadlelwa lana phela.
Hello, hi, beautiful people. It's your girl Anazi, the thick chick with a deep voice, the coolest thick chick with a deep voice. And welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Venting Podcast. Like I said in the previous episode, your fave is currently out of the country. Therefore, you'll be seeing more of me for the next coming episodes. So please, you better get used to it, okay? Today, we do have an amazing guest who is a voiceover artist, a rapper, an actor, a presenter, guys. Jack is definitely a jack of all trades. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Simpiwe Jack Mabaso.
Thank you so much. What a warm welcome. I think I deserve it.
Yeah, I did justice to it.
Trust me, you actually did.
Yeah.
I mean, you know better. Actually,
Yeah.
But thank you so much for such a warm welcome. I really appreciate it.
You mentioned that you started in the acting space at such a very tender age, the age of 6. Can you please take us through that experience when you started in the industry?
So definitely I started acting at the age of 6 years old, but also the trauma that I went through is the one that really inspired me, to stay in the acting industry for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you say trauma, like this happened when you were 6, 7, 8, how old were you when this happened? And is it a story that you've told before or?
I've never told anyone this story. Not even my parents, not even someone in a relationship. I kept it to myself. So when it happened, I was 8 years old, moved to KZN for my grandmother, and when I got to KZN, obviously kuneyinkomo, kunamasimu, kuyalusiwa and stuff. So obviously I was still young, so we had to find a guy who's gonna come through, to help us out. This
was a family friend.
Yes.
Okay.
So we found someone close by. He came through. There's like a main house, and then there's also a rondo. Last phahla khona. Then inendlu ekamkhulu. So mina and I, we were sleeping there, two separate beds, those single beds, old ones, neighboring.
Yeah,
Exactly. Same ones. So we were sleeping like separate, like that. So the guy would randomly like ask me questions about girls, and say, "Ukwalala nentombi." And obviously, when you are a young boy, you would want to pretend like you know everything. Like, yeah, ngingalala nentombi. And then athi me, awungikhombisa ukuthi intombi uyihlaba kanjani. Then the conversation started to be.
So those are the words he used.
Yes.
Uyihlaba kanjani.
Yes, uyihlaba kanjani intombi. So obviously I was like uncomfortable and everything. So he jumped from that bed to my bed, holding me like tight, trying to demonstrate the whole thing of how he does it with a girl, and I was very uncomfortable. I jumped off that bed, and I started telling him that I don't like what he's doing. Day two, same question again, but this time he came through, he held me tight, and he abused me like sexually.
So it
And
happened day 2 of this
yes,
conversation now.
yes, day two. So he abused me like sexually and stuff. And then there was also a time where inkomo bezilahlekile ekhaya, siyazibheka and everything. And he was so mad ukuthi mina mangibuye esikolweni azange ngize yabona ngihambe ngiyobheka inkomo noma ngiyozilanda la ziphuza khona amanzi ukuthi sibuye la ekhaya. So he was like, wangalandanga inkomo, yeah. And then wangishaya ngemvubu. And then he also abused me again like sexually. Ngaze ngashaya ngekhanda edwaleni.
Right there and there, so he's
Yes.
sexually abusing you there.
Yes. And then I passed out, mangvuka, ngibuyele endlini, ngafika ngatshela ugogo ukuthi kwenzakaleni. But obviously at that time, I was still young. I didn't understand the difference between being sexually abused and also physically abused. For me, it was like the same thing, I didn't really understand, until I grew up and I had to like learn about everything. I tried to open it up to my grandmother, but my grandmother, she doesn't take things serious,
Dismissed it.
Yeah, exactly. So there was this time whereby inkomo bezilahlekile, and azitholakale. So siyazulazula ey'nkalweni sifunana nenkomo and everything. He was so mad that when I came back from school, I didn't go and fetch the cows from drinking water, and he hit me so hard ey'nkalweni to the point that I hit my head against a stone, and he assaulted me again, like sexually.
Right there and then.
Right there, actually. He assaulted me so bad that I even passed out, I came back at home, I think around 8. Still, we didn't find the cows and everything. And when I got home, I had like bruised. I was bruised like all over my body and everything. And I went to my grandmother and I was like, eish, gogo yazi khonto enzakalayo angazi ukuthi ngizokutshela kanjani. Kodwa uyangishaya. I remember I didn't understand what was being sexually abused.
Abused,
I was
yes.
like, uyangishaya. The guy came and then he was like, yeah, vele ngiyamshaya ngoba akazazi ukuthi inkomo zikuphi ini. Then ugogo wami athi, hayi bo, i-wrong into enza ungamshaya inkomo ziyalahleka sizozithola ngoba ziyazi ukuthi zihlala kuphi,
Zaboy.
I remember the following day, waking up, going to school, like ngiphume ithumba, walking so slow to the point that I even got late esikolweni. Mangifika lapha no-principal wangishaya ngenduku, wangishaya. I bled like from lime over. Igazi layehla laze layofika lapha ezantsi enyaweni. So it was just me going to estulweni, ngiyohlala phansi eklasini, and people didn't really understand what was happening, They thought maybe the reason why ngihlala so it's because principal got ungishaya because I was late, but it was because bengiphuma ithumba and I was bleeding. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
and also the pains from
Yo.
the previous assault.
I remember just looking at the teacher, and the teacher was just there, teaching and everything. And I was just, in my own zone and everything. And I remember, teacher was what? Sempiwe. Ucabangani lapho? And I was like, no, mamele wena teacher, and kids were laughing the way I was walking and everything. And after everything that happened, the only thing that I wanted to do was to come back at Joburg. Then to December, Maubuya, I came back this side to do Standard 3. And since then, I found this connection between the trauma that I went through when I was young and also being a storyteller. So every time I'm given a character, I take it so serious because I'm putting myself in someone else's shoes, to tell a story truthfully. Thinta inhliziyo zabantu through untold stories. So that is where my dedication of being an actor comes from.
That is one traumatic experience that no child or any person for that matter deserves to go through.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's beautiful how you were able to take your trauma and turn it into something so beautiful, which is you now telling your stories, being in the art space. That's where it stems from. Quite a very sad experience that you went through, but it's nice that you actually turned it around and created something beautiful out of that.
Listen.
I don't think a lot of people are able to pass through traumas like that the way you did.
Yeah.
And it's quite commendable that you were able to do that. And which then birthed this amazing actor, this amazing talent in the space. So you've done The River, you've done what's this? I think you were a bouncer in the same story, or bartender, if I'm not mistaken. Was it playing on SABC 3? That one.
That one. So here's a crazy story about how I got a role as Tato on the estate.
Mm-hmm.
So I was shooting a reality show, Love is Love.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know it very well.
Because I was supposed to be part of that one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was shooting a reality show, Love is Love. It was at a time where I wanted to get out of a toxic relationship so bad, which we're gonna go to shortly.
Yes.
So I'm shooting a reality show, Love is Love. And obviously, I go to the offices of the production and everything, and I meet this white, gentle lady, and she was like to me, "Oh, listen, we are hosting auditions for this particular role. Can you please send through your self-tape?" I was like, "Oh, definitely." I was so excited. Like when you are hungry for these opportunities, you don't waste any time. When you get home, you just work on it and submit it like same time, So I did an audition, I submitted, and then it went through. And then I think it was 4 days later, I was visiting my uncle, and my uncle was keep on telling me that, listen, the whole acting industry thing is not working for you. Why don't you get a certificate of security, and
To be a security guard.
to be a security guard. And I was like, nah, I would never do that to myself. Because obviously, I think for parents, I do understand,
Safety net.
Exactly. But for me, it was deeper than just being on TV. It was deeper than going for fame. It was more than just being an actor. So we were busy debating about it. Ayisebenzi yonke lento le yenzayo. Ungayeki yonke lento lena. Ubuka ubani bani uyi-security kodwa unemoto. Buka ubani bani wenzani.
Our parents have to do that quite a lot.
Exactly.
That is true.
Exactly. Ungaya eShoprite uyosebenza, which I don't have a problem with working at Shoprite or OP. If they're gonna allow me to go for audition whenever I want to go, I would
gladly do it.
I would gladly do it.
Yeah.
I would wear that Pick and Pay badge with pride, But because I know that will never happen, I have to really, really choose my dreams, and follow the passion that I want. So we are busy arguing about then my agent calls. Hello, is this Jack? Yeah, it's Jack. Are you sitting down or are you standing? No, I'm sitting down. Hey, listen, congratulations. You got a role of Tado on the estate.
Imagine.
Yeah, what? I got what? What? I was like, wait. And then I put it on loudspeaker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Jax, please say it again. You got a role as Tato on the estate. I was like, oh my God. Oh yes. And then my uncle was like, I'm fan wa Miguelon.
Yeah.
So, I'm so excited. And then we are also talking about the fees that I'm gonna get, which was really, really, really good. Like but you told me, so now it's like a different conversation. But also I got to realize that that particular day God showed up for me. It was at a time where I needed him the most, and he showed up. When you feel like the conversation is gonna break you, you believe in this but the person doesn't believe in you, and then God is like, okay, let me show them something. It happened right in front of them. Got the role of Tato on the estate, and it changed the whole complexion of how my family see me. Every single day I would get calls. Hey, Mapiwana, like is it? And he said, in. Hey, Mapiwana, he moms, I found Wagupi.
Oh, now other family members that you didn't even know existed.
And then you're like,
now they know you.
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, man, Mzaifan. Oh, Mzaifan. Wago funeral. Mzaifan, nabo big abantu ba.
Yes.
Nabo kuma funeral.
Oh, magama nkosi
Exactly. But
no.
Yeah. But los foqi malumu wakho ke lona. uzala ubaba kababa kodwa umamncane naye bayalamana yini. So I get calls every time, I get this respect that I was craving for a very long time, because my family is a family where everyone is educated, this one is doing electrical engineering. My father is sitting on 8 qualifications even now.
8 qualifications?
My father is the most educated person in Tembisa.
Oh,
Trust me.
That.
And like, if there's anyone right now who's sitting on 8 qualifications and still going, can they comment on this episode? Like, I just want to see something. But I think my father is the most educated person in Tembisa, and he takes pride in education more than anything. When I was in high school, he was volunteering to come and teach my class, maths and physics and everything. And
maths and science?
Trust me.
He's not just educated, he's smart too.
He's so good. You can ask any kids from the hood. They used to come to him so that he can help them out, with homeworks and
extra
everything.
tutoring.
Yeah, I think it's also something that I'm really, really proud of, when I think about my dad and everything. So obviously, when the whole estate thing happened, I think he was also proud, because people were calling him, hey, ngane yakho sayibona kuphi estradini makahamba, hey, umfana wakho siyambona, hey.
Parents like that. They like feeling like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like ngathi, they have
Yimi.
Exactly. So for me, it was never about the fame, because I would walk by Stratini, and when you appear on TV, they expect you to have a car, to have this, to have that. And for me, it's like, it's another opportunity, and then it passes. But still, I would walk, I would wear my shorts and just walk, go to the gym, come back. And they're like, and then the estate in guys, relax. The time is coming.
Come down.
The time is coming. So yeah, I think the role on the estate, it changed everything, But also I have to be very grateful to the show Love is Love, because when I was shooting that show Love is Love, I was also shooting the estate at the same time.
So do you think it birthed that? Like that's how you
did.
got the role, because
It
you were shooting
did.
Love is Love?
Yo, Anazi, like I've never felt so under pressure, when I was shooting that show. Can you imagine you coming to the show for the first time on the estate, and then we are figure on set, or there's a room where we sit before we go on set, Anazi Mabaso, kuno Jesse Sundele lapha, kuno Zenokuhle ngapha, these are big stars that are there. And the way now you're coming in, I'm a camera glandela. They're shooting a reality show. You're going to a makeup room. I'm a camera glandela. You're going to a reality
They're like,
show.
who is this?
Actually, they did. Is this guy a superstar? Like, what's happening? And like Duduzi Mabaso, man, he's such a chilled hot man, man.
Yeah.
Like, uyithulele, he doesn't say much, and he's very like humble. So I'm there, go makeup room. I'm a camera glandela. Now I'm going on set, where I need to prove myself. And you must understand that after a very long time, this is my first professional role, like big one, actually, the one that I worked really, really hard for, So I'm on set there, and there's directors, producers behind and everything. And then there are still cameras like following me. I'm still going on cameras, to do the scenes. The pressure that I felt there. I was very nervous. I remember on my first scene, but I did kill it.
Yes.
And then now it's this moment whereby you are playing on SABC 3, you are playing on SABC 2, and then the repeat plays on SABC 1, and then again the repeat.
SABC.
I was owning SABC. Like, I remember this other girl came to my inbox and asked me, "Are you having shares on SABC?" I was like, "Why are you saying that?" And then she was like, "No, because I'm seeing you on SABC 1, SABC 2, SABC."
You're all over.
You're all over, Like right there, I was like, damn, the dream is now coming to reality,
Yeah.
It was never about fame.
Yeah.
It was about, this is what I wanted,
Exactly.
And then I looked at my scenes, and then I was like, did I tell my story truthfully, during that character that I was wearing? That is the only thing that I was worried about. I didn't care about me appearing on TV.
It was about you delivering.
The critics was the most important thing for me, because that's how you prove yourself in the acting industry. That's how you move to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because of the work that you're doing. So yeah. It's the estate for me more than anything.
And the thing is, you're such calm, chilled, sweet individual. And the roles that you get are the exact opposite of who you actually are, man. Like all the time. Either you're a bouncer, you're a killer, or you're like you just play these roles and I'm just like, do they even know this person? Do they know who he is?
I think they don't know how humble I am, actually,
Yeah.
you know, and how chilled of a guy and soft of a guy I am.
Very soft.
Because I don't remember myself playing a role where I was just, you know, here, you know, a lover boy or a family man. Because even on in the doc, I was playing Africa Sitole. I was a gangster, doing a hit and run, then lying in court, and then Shaka Ilembe ngiyayibona yona. Shaka Ilembe, it's a different story. Sidlala abantu ke lapha.
Clock that. Shaka Ilembe, you heard that, right?
Lapho ke akudlalwa ke season 1. And then yeah, in the doc I played that one. On the river again, I was like this guy with guns, you know, going there to kill and everything. Yo, it was so crazy. And then my last one as you know, someone who's
Playing a bad guy.
yeah, the one that I just booked like recently. You know, I think we finished the whole production last year, you know, and I'm so excited. You know,
So it hasn't aired as yet.
Listen, it's always like burning me inside because it's the big one,
Yeah.
actually, you know, and for the first time I'm gonna travel out of the country in September because of my work, you know.
Okay, wait. Is it Netflix? Is it SABC? Is it Showmax? Is it?
All I can say,
Just give us a hint.
all I can say is that it's going somewhere there.
Yeah.
You know? But I also think they're also gonna put it on cinema. You know, but it's also gonna depend on the other streaming platforms.
Yes.
If the other streaming platform takes it, then they won't allow it on
On
cinema.
the cinemas, I understand.
So it's the big one. It's always itching, you know. And already I'm sitting on 4 roles that are waiting to be out there, you know. And I'm always excited for people to see it so that they see, yeah, no, this is the work that I'm doing, you know, more than me appearing on television, you know. And let me see, it's this one. Oh, yeah, it's actually 4 roles that are coming. So excited.
We haven't seen it yet, but they're coming. All right. I know that I'm excited for that one. And I know that your fans are also excited to see more of you on their screens. But I want us to get more personal right now.
Yeah.
I remember you went to an interview. You did an interview recently. And you spoke about how you dated a serial cheater for 8 whole years. When I first heard it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way you are sitting in a relationship. You're being cheated on from the first month of dating until the end of the relationship for 8 whole years. How did you even stay in that relationship? Like, just take us to the beginning.
You know, okay, first, before I even diverge in this whole story, you know, or experience, I want to make it known out there that I'm telling this story because I want to inspire people. You know, I want to help the next person who are in the similar shoes.
Yeah.
It's not about me playing victim, wanting people to feel sorry for
you.
You know, and I got to read comments, you know, and saw something that I think a lot of people in South Africa are ignoring. You know, we have this war between 2 genders. You know, if it happens to a female, you know, the whole country has to shake.
They make more noise.
Yeah, and if it happens to a male, bamlaile, you know, he deserves it. What you are going through, a lot of women are actually going through it right now. But for me, it's not about trying to separate the two. I'm trying to relate to both female and males to say, listen, this is the situation that we are facing in relationships, you know, and there must be something that must be done. If you're not going to get like a physical help, maybe hearing it from another person will help you step out of that toxicity, you know. So, yeah, that is just a disclaimer to say, it's not about bashing the other person, the other party again. It's not about people feeling sorry for me. It's not about me trying to get fame out of this whole thing. I'm still following my destiny of telling the stories to heal people, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, so 2016, 2017, I don't remember. I was coming out of the gym. And then there's this beautiful lady, you know, passing by.
Aren't they beautiful? They all are.
Normally for me, I'm not a person who's gonna approach a lady who's passing by, you know. I prefer maybe we meet mhlampe samba sonke esontweni, and then we started as friends and everything, and then the whole
It leads
thing,
up to now
yeah,
being a romantic relationship.
that's my journey in relationships, you know. So I see this lady and I'm like, Jayam, yazi le ntombazana nakade ngiyifuna mfethu, and ihlala lapha eGalfontein. And then she was like, eGalfontein? Mina ngihlala eBhoni. Yo sisiyazi umuhle kanjani, bengisacela ukukhapha, yazi ngifuna ukukhuluma nawe nje kancane, uyabona. And then I'm like,
So you were telling your friend that nayi le ntombazana le kanti uzokuzwa ukuthi uthini?
yeah, it was actually Mhlanhla Kunene, the one who was playing Tiki on our dancing.
Oh!
Yeah, we were coming out of the gym.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, boy, lalela, athi ngivaya yabona ngikhuluma nomntwana, so bona nakusasa ejimini, uyangithola. So sho boy, ngiyalapha, hello njani mamas? Ngiright. Ish yazi ngidala ngikufuna jo, ngiyakubona lapha eGasi njalo uyandlula. But mina bengicabanga ukuthi uhlala la eGalfontein, wena uthi uhlala la eBhoni. I know. Yabona vele ngihlala lana eBhoni. So manje ngiyemsebenzi indaba ukuthi ngijahe lokho ngicabanga ngama number wakho wena manje, so that ngizokwazi ukuthi ngikutext ku WhatsApp, anginika ama number. Ngithi okay, wo wathi ungifonele. Ngiyamfonela.
Just to make sure,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, girls, we know you guys.
Exactly. Ungifaka voicemail. But hayi icimile mara ngizokutexa manje. And then she gives me a text on WhatsApp. Yabona. I'm happy. Sakhuluma kumnandi, everything is flowing. After work mina naye sahlangana ekhonini. You know, it's just me expressing myself the way, like you know, the way I'm just quick to jump into things. I don't have time for talking stages. You're wasting my time. Like, let's do it now. You know, I'm also
Straight to business.
Exactly. I'm also going to respond to some of the comments that were there. You know, for me, it takes me 3 days to fall in love. Like, seriously, I would invest in coming to see you. If we meet on the first date, we're going to spend a lot of time together. I'm going to see you on the second day. On the third day, I'm going to tell you how much I love you. That's how it was with the whole situation. Obviously, now my dating regimen, it changed.
Kind of changed because of this experience.
Yeah. So, you know, okay, I'm seeing this girl and I'm telling her the way I love her and everything. And obviously, shy, I'm sweet with my words and everything. And then we are dating. Maybe on day number 4, 5, we hit things up. We are born, okay, and everything. You know, we are happy.
Tick a box.
Obviously, now feel like yeah. Bang compliment. I'm often much eating
Yeah.
And then just few weeks after the whole thing happened, because we had this transparency with our phones to say you can use my phone, I can use my phone.
Yeah, I know your password, you know.
Yeah. And I got too curious and I was like, man, I think begging WhatsApp. And then I see a conversation at so it was between her and the friend, you know, Oguti.
It's always with the friends. If you want to know information, go to the
friend.
friend.
Will tell you, listen, don't search Liabo King Jeans.
No, don't look for a guy's name.
Yeah,
Yes.
message. So that's where I found out the whole thing, Oguti. She slept at her varsity crush's place, you know. Don't know what happened. I'm not gonna speculate, but she did sleep there and then came back the following morning. Meanwhile, I thought Toguti, you know, she was studying and everything. And look, man, just to put it out there, like for now, to say it's never okay to invade someone's privacy like that. But for me, I'm grateful because I got an opportunity to see what kind of a person I'm dating, you know. And obviously, if your trust is broken once and you still have an opportunity to check the phone, you will keep on sneaking, you know, to see what more that is happening, you know. And like that, as the time went by, you know, I kept on finding all these flirts, how easy she was giving out the numbers, to guys, It was almost like if we adlule renkeni umfana uzothi hello unjani nika number wakho.
It's an opportunity for her to give out her number.
And I remember this at a time bese kujunate, for his birthday and everything. Kwaba then we came back the following morning. She was so drunk that time because we were having time, obviously. They're having like a nice time, obviously. And when we were just resting, the messages kept on coming. And then when I opened the whole conversations of messages, I don't
messages between who and who? Her and someone else?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I find messages of the guy that she's dating from work. So it was like 1 month of dating. On that very, very same month, she dated a guy from work.
So she's in 2 relationships with 2 guys, and you're both hitting the 1 month mark the same month.
I was the first main guy. Then there was another guy.
Second main.
There was a rapper guy. And then there was
She's got a type.
There was a work guy. So the work guy, it was very serious, honestly, because I could look at the messages. Mina ngokwami, I wasn't getting those paragraphs. Mina, I'm the type of guy who's gonna write the letters down, like 4 pages and everything. Buy you flowers, buy you dolls.
So
and
witty and cute.
Listen, I'm a gifter. I'm not gonna lie. So I see these paragraphs that she's sending to the guy. They are so much in love. You could see that this thing is too deep, and when I confronted her about that one.
Yeah. Was it the first time you confronting her about a guy?
Probably the 3rd or 4th time I was confronting her about the whole thing, because even with the crush thing, I did confront her.
Okay.
And she dismissed it and said, no, it was nothing, nothing happened. We were just starting there and everything. But obviously I didn't take it serious because it was the first month of dating, and I was like, maybe
so still loose end, trying to tie up a couple of loose ends.
Yeah. So with the guy from work, what happened is that it got to a point where they were calling each other, like right in front of me, It was that bad to the point that I would take the phone, talk to the guy while she's talking to my girlfriend. The guy would insult me and she would insult me back, and take the phone and continue with the conversation, That's how bad. I'm telling you, that's how bad the whole cheating. And the crazy part is that the guy had the girlfriend, I got hold of the girlfriend, The girlfriend.
How did you get a hold of the girlfriend now?
Man, listen. So my ex had this thing of bragging, about the people that she's cheating with, If we
bragging
are fighting,
to you.
Yes, if we are fighting about a relationship, she would send me screenshots and say, this is the guy, that I'm cheating with, he's better than you, this and that, and everything. And obviously I could see, this is the name. Okay, the surname. Okay, cool. Go on Facebook. Yeah, I go on Facebook. I see the guy. The guy is always posting the girlfriend, like all the time. I was like, let me talk to this girl, We have a conversation with this girl. The girl goes to the guy, And obviously now it's a thing whereby she's trying to protect the guy from
the girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically they want that setup where we keep our people, but mina nawe, we are okay, And it got to that point where now it was just an altercation, between the 4 of us, but the girl ended up fixing things with the guy, and obviously even on my side, I let everything slide, So here's the crazy part. About this. So she calls me, emsebenzini, it's lunch, video call and everything. Guys, this person is chilling with the same person that we were discussing about, the boyfriend from work. Like, how do you do a video call with me while you're chilling with this guy, and then you go like pause nyan, baby, yes baby, and then you come back to me and say baby.
So she'll mute the mic and then respond quickly to the guy.
Not even muting. I could hear everything. Like, baby is okay. Yeah,
She is saying baby while she's on a video call with you.
I'm telling you, it was that crazy. And so with this other guy, I think the guy comes second from me because the whole cheating lasted for like 4 years, you know. So this one is the guy who's from back home in the village, but he also stays this side like with us, you know.
Okay.
So I found out a lot of things between them, the things that they talk about, you know, the intimacy things, you know, and one thing that caught me with this whole thing is that she would change the name of the guy. So from this guy's name to Sesi Naomi, you know. So now the call comes in.
Oh, you're thinking it's Sisi Naomi who's
Listen, the
calling.
call comes in. I'm like, oh, Sisi Naomi yakufone. You know, hi Njani, hi Lena ko gopotse, you know, ke a o rata, you know, and everything. I'm thinking, oh, Sisi Naomi, until
No, but like, you know, there's a way that people talk to their partners, regardless. You know.
oh, yeah,
Yes, we see like family member, a romantic partner. No, I love you is not said the same way.
exactly.
How are you not picking this up?
Listen, for the fact that I saw Sisi Naomi, I was like, maybe
Okay.
they can even talk as people.
You were not really paying attention to that
Yes,
conversation.
until you know, I went through the phone and then I saw Uguti. Oh, so Sisi Naomi is that very same guy. You know, from Sisi Naomi to Mr. Mu what I won't mention the name because
Yeah.
it's his real name.
Okay.
So to Mr. Mu what, you know. And I was like, he calls again. When he calls, and then she's like to me, no, Baba semsebenzini, young tall. We are going to Mall of Tembisa. We are walking, young tall. So they are talking. I'm like, oh, khuluma no Baba semsebenzini. No, like to the kwam. I know siyahamba in and everything. Like,
so the guy also knows about you.
oh,
Obviously.
he enjoyed every bit of it. The fact that the whole thing was like that, that's exactly how he wanted the whole thing, you know. Because now it got to a point where the guy was convincing her to dump me so that they could have like a relationship, you know. But because she was a serial cheater, she wanted the whole relationship to go, you know, the way it was, you know. I think what I've realized with the whole relationship is that my ex-girlfriend wasn't comfortable having like one partner, you know. She felt validated, you know, having multiple partners. She felt very appreciated, you know, having like multiple partners, because even for me, as much as I tried to be so perfect with her, it wasn't enough. You could see that she was getting bored, you know, buying gifts, telling her how much I love her, sending like those long paragraphs. You could see that this person didn't even read everything. She would just respond with,
She's
oh,
just browsing
thank you,
through the
and
message. It's like,
everything. Yeah. But also one thing that I think it made everything the way it is to even be worse, to the point that the cheating happens in front of me. It was because during the COVID time, things were really, really tough. Me and my dad, we had like a fallout, you know.
okay.
And then it was a thing yokuthi, okay, it's bag, ngihlale back room, yangithola. Ungasaphinde ungenela endlini when I was born. I didn't have stove sokulona sokupheka.
What?
I didn't have indish yokugezela. You know, bengigezela yabona ibhayite le 25 liter le band.
Yeah.
Bengigezela kulo nje straight. I didn't have food to eat. I remember on the very first month when my dad was like his born, I had to hustle out impuphu, you know, ukupheka impuphu, uyiphuze netiye, maqeda ufrya ipapa lakho, ulenza ngathi liba mnandinyana amafutha uthi netswayinyana. I ate that for like 3 months. You know,
What?
eating like that. And I didn't say much to her, you know, to say, okay, the situation is really, really, really bad, you know, until I had to like open up and say, listen, man, I'm really, really struggling. I don't have food. I don't have anything, you know, and things are really, really hard. My family doesn't want to, you know, assist in everything, you know. So,
Were you guys fighting because of this girl? Or it was a different fight?
no, it
wasn't
was a different
related.
fight.
Okay.
It was a different fight. So, she speaks to her mom to say, "Hey, listen, Jack is struggling. He doesn't have food. He doesn't have things to bath, things to cook and stuff." And then the mom is like, "No, okay, listen, he can come. Azodlala ekhaya. We can take care of him, some pagela and everything. If he needs money to go to audition, we'll provide that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Man, listen, she took me like her
Her
own
own
son.
son.
If there's one thing that I'm really, really grateful for, it's her mom. She
Okay.
did everything she can to help me. I remember even when I went to radio school, she's the one who was paying my transportation fee and everything. I remember when I went for Tropica Island of Treasure season 10.
Yes.
She's the one who sponsored me with clothes and everything, fly out to Durban and everything, So she did everything, to the point that even when we had issues in a relationship, me and her would talk. Then she talks to her, She could see everything.
Also, she even knew about the cheating.
Oh, trust me. She knew about it, But obviously, she was very secretive to the point that the mom didn't see everything. And obviously, I had my own limits of how much I can show the mom
Of course,
what was happening.
I can understand that.
I didn't want it to be a guy who's going to come between the mom and the daughter.
Child, yeah.
Yeah. So I remember this one time, she just disappeared, out of the blue. I stayed up all night at her place,
Whoa, you are at her place.
Listen.
And she's nowhere to be found.
She's nowhere to be found, To me, she said she's going to the friend, friend yakhe Nyamazi uhlala kuphi yangithola. So for me, I'm switched off. I'm worried, She's not back. I mean, it's unlike her, to sleep out. She doesn't normally sleep out, but that time,
especially when you're around.
Yeah. So I'm worried. 10 p.m. She's not back. Midnight, she's not back. I'm calling. Now my calls are rejected, Now the reality sinks in with, okay.
This is happening again.
Now I see what is really, really happening here, So I stayed up until in the morning until she came back. And then when she came back, wangithethi isawathi, wena uzozenza security lam lana ini uyangidina ini uzoloku ungilandela. And then
I mean, the certificate I mean, it was coming in handy.
I think I could have made something out of it, So sure. Ngiyabona ukuthi man, no. Obviously, there's someone here, I don't go deep into the whole thing yokuthi kwenzakalani. Then umama wenza umsebenzi. Like Thanksgiving to the ancestors and everything. Obviously, I invite her. My mom did want her to be there because she.
How far are you in the relationship now? At that point when umama wenza umsebenzi, how long are you guys dating at that time?
We're like 3 years.
Now you're 3 years into the relationship.
Yeah, 3 years. Still, I'm passing through all the cheating and the guys, that I've been finding. So siyahamba laphana kumamami and everything. So the reason why I'm saying this again, it's because people find the whole garlic thing very interesting, And I have to agree with what people were saying, I hate garlic now because of the whole experience that I got because of it, So my mom is cooking and everything, and then my mom is like, she has a shot on garlic la endlini. So my girlfriend is like, ahamba ilanda endlini, ngiyangithola, ngiyagijima, ngiyahamba ngendlini, ngilanda garlic. Something
endlini
says
kukubo, meaning ungayilanda ekhaya.
Yes.
Okay, so she doesn't live far from you.
Yeah, not far.
Okay.
It's a walk away. So ngiyahamba laphana, ngiyangena endlini, everything thathi garlic. Something says to me, man, awuye ku-laptop ubheke lapha, maybe agent ikusendele something, me and her, we were sharing the laptop.
Are you sure it's that, or you kind of were suspecting that she was up to no good?
I was no that one, I'm like, I can assure you,
okay.
It was not like that. I just wanted to check my emails because I wasn't checking them because my phone had a space problem and I couldn't load emails.
Okay.
So I was like, let me check quickly. So ngiyangena, because I didn't even anticipate that she would log into her Facebook on the laptop while she has the phone.
Okay,
Okay, so ngiyavula. The first thing that I saw there was the conversation of the 4-year boyfriend. They were like discussing about the whole intimacy, how good it was and everything, So I'm sitting, I don't know what to do. Like when you sing something, you are shocked. Only now it clocks in that shit, ngiyadlelwa lana phela. Yangithola?
So she's 4 years in the relationship with this guy.
Yes.
3 years in with you.
No. So what I'm saying with the guy, the relationship went on for 4 years. Yes. But at the time when I was clocking 3 years, probably it was the first year for them.
Okay.
Yes, it was the first year for them. So I see the conversation, hey, Nelim Nati ing. Why didn't you tell me or you could do this and that,
Oh my
So
God.
now
They're reminiscing about the night.
now my mind is going crazy, Now I'm starting to feel my body shaking, I don't know, it triggered me like really, really bad. I was okay with accepting that nyachitero and everything, but I wasn't ready to see that.
Even accepting that you're being cheated on. Like, no, sir.
Listen. So ngiyayibona yonke into, I'm boiling, ngiyashiselwa, yazi ngiyajuluka, but angigijimi nokugijima. So I'm like, okay, let me take the garlic, let me go out. Ngithatha nama pictures like with my phone to the laptop.
For proof.
Yeah, for proof. Mangifika lapha ngibeka igarlic ngapha, ngimkhomba ithombe, ngithi yini le? Yabona. She just looked at it and then she was like, and then she continued to talk to my mom. Hey,
you were asking her this question in your mom's presence.
Listen, my mom was on the other side.
Okay.
So I'm like, like nicely, she just looked at it and then she ignored it. And then I called my mom, It drove me crazy. I'm not gonna lie. From that moment, I sat down and then I came back. And I was like, Yazin, ngicela uphume. I wasn't talking the way I was talking. I was shouting, which is one of the things that when I asked Uguti why ayenza lezi zinto lezi azenzile, she said to me, uyangithethisa, you are always loud, yabona, and lento le ngithena off and stuff, And I'm not gonna accept that because I also believe Uguti, if umuntu uyachita, you don't have to find a reason why they are cheating. Cheating is a choice. You make a choice to cheat with that other person. Ipartner yakho ayidonsi ithathe ngincede ngikhomba ukuthi ubani ozocheata na. You go there on your own, So ngiyambuza yini le, okay, uyangi-ignore and everything, sengiyamdonsela ngaphandle, yabona, ngiyamkhipha ngithi ngicela uhambe lana, like I was so angry and everything. Thatha ne-garlic lena ngiphonsela kuyo, yazini, like angisafuni nix. Ngikhathele, angifuni nix, Anazi, angifuni nix. Like I'm so angry and I'm shaking at the same time. It was the first time seeing myself like that, like so angry. Then my mom uzamukama, ungawari, yonke into izoba right, relaxa.
So now your mom knows what's going on.
Oh,
is this the first time your mom finding out that you've been cheating? You are cheating on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it's also one of the things that made me lose the relationship with my mom, because my mom had this idea that lentombazana ledlisiwe, and then I was always
defending her.
Yeah, I was always defending her, to say no, ungayenzi lento leyo without the proof in. And I think it's something that I would do it again with my next girlfriend, because I wouldn't want someone to accuse my girlfriend of such thing without a proof, I don't blame myself on that one. So I'm defending everything. We end up like losing that whole relationship and stuff. So now, after the whole garlic thing, ngiyalapha kuye ngiyomconfront ukuthi so vele wena uyangichithela. So it's a whole like huge argument lapha ekhaya kibo, uyangithola. Like siyanikana amagama, yeah vele wena ini umzimba wami lona, I can do whatever I want, I can sleep with whatever I want to sleep with, And I'm like, oh, okay, into yenzayo le. Run straight to my room. I didn't go back to my mom. I ran straight to my room. When I get to my room, I was just blackout. I didn't remember anything that was happening. The only thing that I remember was me writing a letter. Like when you write a suicide letter, like shit, I'm done.
You were writing a suicide letter at the moment.
I think it was like 5 pages long, like writing. Then I compiled a list of music, that was very that had like sentimental value to me, and then I put it on a USB, and then I had like a pack of pills, in my room there. Biogen pills, about 60 inside.
What?
So it was the one for liver, and then the other one was for vitamins. And then there were also like antibiotics, like there were a lot actually. And then I took 2-liter water, and then I diluted with sanitizer. So I took everything like ready. I went back to his house, to her house. When I got there, Anazi, I knock. She open. Angibuza ukuthi uzolwa lana. Ngathi ngizela ngizolwa. Ngizela ukuthi sokhuluma. Yangithola. Ngiyangena phakathi, ngiyambuza. Ngithi vele vele mina nawe vele we done. Yangithola. Uthi hayi mina ngizongi-answer ukuthi we done or what. Yangithola. Ngiyambuza futhi ngithi for the last time I want to know ukuthi mina nawe are we done now with this whole relationship. Athi hayi suka iphuma kuzo bona ukuthi wenzani. So I took like maybe half of the pills that were there on that pack of Biogen, you know.
Okay.
Just enough to be in my palm, you know. So I shoveled all the pills. I drank the water in front of her, you know, and then I went out same time. And then she was screaming, "Hi, Jack, why are you doing that?" You know, and
Excuse me, why am I doing that?
like, you know, after that moment, that was when I decided that, listen, I want to die now. You know, that is the time I decided that I want to do this suicide thing, and I want it to succeed. I don't want it. I don't want to survive it, you know. So now the whole perspective of what I want or kwenzakalani ayiseko. It's just me and the pills and the water diluted with sanitizer, and I'm just walking, going to my best friend. You know, I wanted to have that last conversation with my best friend. You know, my best friend Rich, we would talk about anything, anytime, any day. You know, we would open up even with our depression and stuff, you know. But I wanted to have that last conversation. But in all honesty, in my mind, I was like, I want to die in my friend's couch, you know. I want to sit there, shovel the pills without him seeing it, you know, and just die. But I will tell him everything, what is happening, why am I hurt, like right now. I go to his place, he's not there, you know, disappointed, like big time. I'm like, nah, this thing has to succeed, you know.
The pills are in your system as you're going to Reggie's house.
Yes, I'm shoveling, kancane kancane, like ngiyawaphuza namanzi. So bengise endaweni yasentshonalanga. Entshonalanga ne. So from Entshonalanga lapha eThembisa, I take a walk all the way to Mall of Africa, you know.
To Mall of Africa, you walk.
Trust me, I walked. So I'm busy shoveling the pills and everything. I also had like my headsets on, listening to that sentimental songs that I compiled for the girl, you know. Everyone is just calling me, you know. Oh, Jack. My friends are reaching out and everything. I could see my phone is buzzing. I'm thinking of throwing the phone away because gafan. Ngizoyenza ni phone, but I'm like, okay, it's fine. Let me just continue. So ngiyafika in Mall of Africa. It was very late. I remember, I think it was around 9 or 10 episode, you know. Then nothing is happening. Amaphilisi aphelile because bengilongwaphuza kancane kancane. Nothing is happening. I'm a little bit disappointed. So I come back eGas again, same distance. You know, I come back ngifika eGas around midnight hours. Mangifika ngiyaphi ngiye groundini. Yabona iground lase Ivory Park eLord Khanyile Hall. I go to my place first. I take a rope. Mangifika lapha endlini. Ngiyaphuma fast ngiyalapha egroundini. So I tie this rope esihlahleni. I try to like hang myself. The whole thing didn't work out. In fact, it backfired to the point that le gatsha leli elesihlahla, it hit my head so bad that I wasn't even ready for that pain, you know. So you want to end things quickly, but now you end up, you know, uzlimaza.
And you're like,
you know,
actually, I don't want this.
angifuni ukuzilimaza, ngifuna something esheshayo. Aninginike something esheshayo. Like sekusele kancane ukuthi ngiye ku-Google ngithi how to end it like fast, you know. So now I'm doing that, it doesn't work. Ngishiya leyo ntambo leyo ngiyahamba ngendlini kumama. La besenzela khona umsebenzi. Ngiyabuya mama worried, and my mom was also sick at the time, you know. And she's so damn worried. Wow, wenza lento lena yini? Angithi ngiba right, ngifuna ukulala, okay, bangilalisa. And then man, isikhathi masamba like the midnight hours, sisishisa ke manje. I could feel my body like burning. Yeah, manje siyaqala yasebenza ke like the whole thing. I'm like, angibizele in ambulance. Ngithiwa bangibizele ambulance, ngiyahamba, ngiyalaphayana. The only thing that I remember of me going in hospital was me waking up with my casualty, and the doctor coming to me and saying, you went to ICU, you were on seizures and things like that, you know.
You have no recollection of all of this.
I don't know the only thing that they wanted was to know amaphilisi lawo owadlile. So I'm telling them the names and everything. They put a drip and everything, like they drain it and stuff. So here's the crazy part. Bank discharge esibhedlela. The first person that I went to was my ex-girlfriend.
The very same person who put you in that situation.
Yeah. And the crazy part is that when I was in hospital, she didn't even come, you know.
She didn't check up on you. Nothing.
She didn't even come. And according to Shilo, when the first episode came through, she said to me, I'm lying. When you came back from hospital, I didn't want you back. But when you came back, because you spoke to the therapy, and the therapy said, if I want her back, I must go and talk to her, which is true. She didn't want me back when I came back, but I went there. I begged her to take me back. I begged her for me and her to fix the relationship, you know. And obviously, as usual, she cried in tears and everything. You know, I could feel that the
manipulation
was coming back and stuff. Obviously, we rekindled the whole relationship.
You were manipulated into going back into that relationship.
Crazy part now, when we are always having this argument, Mina and I, now she's using the whole suicide thing against me, you know. She sent me screenshots of guys that she's cheating with and say, these are the guys that put you in ICU. You know?
Oh, wait. So, she compiled a list of screenshots. To send you. So you can... What?
I even have a proof for that one, just to show you that this is what I was getting.
Okay. I don't want us to... because I know we're going to have to end the show. Yeah. So I want us to go back to now. You saying... I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm tired. I don't want any of this anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what is happening. Me and her, we are intimate.
This is sad.
Yeah.
Jack, this is really, really sad.
Yeah. So that's how I was getting the screenshots of the guys that she was cheating with. She was even sending me the pictures.
What?
Yeah. So this is what is happening. So me and her, we were intimate this one time, you know, and while we are intimate, a piece of a condom came out of her, you know. During our intimacy, trust me, a piece of a condom came out of her. That was like another trauma, you know, that I experienced, and it hit me like really, really, really hard. And then now I kept on being this person who's forgiving, you know, of these whole situations stuff, to the point that the last thing that she did that made me to say, you know what, enough is enough, was her now deciding to date a guy who's renting at her house, you know.
Umqashi
wasekhaya. And when I confronted her about the whole situation, she tried to lie to me and say, mina nomqashi sikhulumile ukuthi we're gonna do this so that girlfriend yaka guy
jealous.
Yeah, I be jealous and stuff, you know. She lied about the whole thing. And then when I kept on digging deeper with the truth, and then she told me ukuthi yazi ukuthini wena awungazi wena, I mean, I've been with better guys, I've been with doctors, lawyers, better than you. You know, it's like every time when we go into an argument, she reveals the whole truth of what is happening, you know. And
how she actually feels about you as a person.
Yes, exactly. So when she was denying the whole thing, now it got to a point where I found them like red-handed with the guy wasemqashweni, you know. So I was looking for her endlini, angimtholi, but ngiyezwa voice yakhe ngale, uyabona. Mangithi userumini laka guy, you know. They are speaking about sex, you know, and everything. So ngiyangena lapha mangena, you know, like they are shocked and everything. They are pretending like ngathi they were not doing anything, you know. Me and the guy.
Wait, bagqokile mawuhlangana nabo or
Marena phezu kombhede. So I don't know if they were done or what, you know. So ngifika laphana, obviously I confront the guy. I'm not proud of what I did. Yes, I did hit the guy. Physically, we had that fight and everything. Then she convinced the guy to open a case against me, you know. So she wants to cheat on me and put me in jail.
This girl really hated you.
Listen,
She really hated you.
A lot. So now there are police and everything, and then my dad had to come into the rescue. We went to the guy, we apologized about everything, and it was genuine. about the whole apology to say, nah, I'm not happy because when I didn't do anything, it's the girl's fault. Uthi sila sikhona khona manje, you know. So when the whole thing happened like that, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want anything. This is my last straw. And it also ruined our chances because we applied to a show called Ultimatum Season 1 on
The
Netflix.
ultimatum.
Yes. So we were as good as done to be part of that show, you know.
There was no ultimatum to be given. You just had to end that relationship.
Listen, my mind was not even there. I loved this girl more than I loved myself, you know. That girl was everything to me, you know. Without her, I felt inadequate, you know. I needed her. I could feel it even when I'm alone that without her, I don't have that thing, you know. But with her, I felt so complete. I felt like I was a real human being. I worshipped her. I'm not gonna lie. I worshipped the ground where she was walking, you know. I forgot about my own dreams, my aspirations. I wasn't going to auditions because of that girl, you know. And it's also something that I also want to put it out there that if you are happy in a relationship, it doesn't really mean that you should also forget about yourself.
Sure.
Never stop working on yourself, you know, because anything can happen in a relationship, you know. So I was that guy, you know, whereby I just forgot about everything and focused on her.
Yo, Simpiwe Jack Mabaso. I cannot begin to understand, to fathom how you survived in this relationship for 8 years, having to deal with a serial cheater to a point where you were even depressed, you were hospitalized because of this one human being. I don't know how you did it, but I will say I'm glad you came out of that situation.
Yeah.
You realized that you were better than this. You realized your worth and you decided, you know what? I don't want anything to do with this girl.
Yeah.
That is very plausible because not everybody actually makes it alive, makes it out alive rather.
That's true.
Who are in your position.
Grateful
but
for
you
the
were able to
life.
say, you know what? I'm better than this. I know my worth. Took you long enough, but eventually you came to that decision and you said, I don't want to be here.
And also just to answer one of the comments, there's someone who said to me, why are you staying in a relationship? Why are you making her a girlfriend for 8 years? Listen, before you even decide that you're going to marry someone, you have to see it, that they are ready for it.
It's also a stupid question to ask. You don't see such things.
So I cannot decide to marry someone when she's constantly cheating on me. Yes, I was wrong to stay that long, but I was also optimistic that maybe she will change one day. Maybe one day we're gonna, you know, be better. And also the whole thing of we are together for that long, it made me hold on to that with kunini sisonke, you know, sengizoqala enye into futhi it won't work.
Absolutely understand where you're coming from, but thank you so much for venting with us on the Venting Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it yourself today on the Venting Podcast. Please do make sure that you interact with us on all our socials and drop a comment, questions you want to say or want to ask rather, or comments that you want to say, things you want to say to Jack. I'm definitely sure that he's definitely gonna view some of your comments because he was answering some of your comments that you guys were asking him. So yeah, from me to you, goodbye.